Welcome
to Yeshiva Daf Shir, sponsor Nishmas Ambiak Shalom Lev Asitzchok. We're holding in Daf and Basra Daf Lamed. We're starting in Daf Lamed Dal and base in the bottom, the two dots. Says the Gemara. Zeh Mer Shlavoisai, v'Zeh Yimir Shlavoisai. You have two people arguing. One says it belongs to our fathers. The other one says it belongs to my fathers. What's the psak? It says we referred to a little bit before in the Amud. Call the Alim Gavar. Anyone who's stronger takes over. My Shno says the Gemara is reading this. You have two stars that come out in one day, right? Whatever. The problem is there any Ekdima? As the Rashbam in Arichus Gdoilo says to us, you should know that Shtei stars Yoytzim B'Yom even though one of them was written at 10 o'clock in the morning and the other one was written at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it doesn't make a difference. Because we don't write choice except in Yerushalayim. So it's nothing to do with I want to know. Let me find out what hour was given. I don't care what hour was given. Because I don't go based on the hour, I go based on the day. Because that's how Chazal was second stars. In the hour, say a minute, second. It's not the Olympics, right? It's a day. So usually a day is supposed to give me a difference between different loans. I have two stars within the same day, so I don't know who gets it. So what's the halacha? Rav says you split it. Why? Because I don't know what to do. I split. Pashtas over here. As the Rashbam points out, you can't say Moitzu because nobody's used Mukhs in the other one. What is Shuda Daino? So here you have Mechlekes, Rashi, Rashbam against the Tesis. Rashi, Chas, and the Rashbam over here learns the Shuda Daino means the Dayan will try to figure out who the giver actually wanted to give it to. Let's go do some research. That's what the theory of Oisene Dayan. Has to be based on the wisdom of the Dayan. Go check out what he was a better friend, who he had more of a connection to, who did he have, fights with. Try to figure out. It goes based on some assumption of the Dayan.
Even though the other guy paid?
They both got it.
That's what I'm saying. So then his friend gets it and the other guy has the money?
No, the other one has to get the money back if you pay for it. Gets money back. But the question, who do we mean to give it to? That is, should the Dayan according to Rashi Rashba. Tais brings a rayos. There's something that says should the Dayan in Shas in a case you cannot figure it out. It's a case that's a random case you can't figure it out. So Tais has learned what should the Dayan means. Listen to this very carefully. Whatever the Dayan wants to do, he can do. It's based on his. No, Rav Kodesh means he's trying to figure out what the truth. Here it goes based on his will. Chazal gave him the Rishos, we don't know what to do with it. You decide. You decide. Shalom, take a Shaychat, we don't take Shaychat. But the Dayan has the Rishos to make a decision on his own. Let's go through the Dayan. So we have Machlekes. You have two stars, I don't know who's the one who deserves it. Rav says, I don't know what to do. Yechleiku. Shmuel says, no, you give it to one. Shoot the Dayan. So what's shad, right? But else you say, called the Alim Gvar. Anybody who's stronger should take it. And there you say what? Either Echloiku or Shuddha Daine. Says the Gemara, also Meika Lemeika Velo Demilso. How Meika Lemeika Velo Demilso? Oh no, I'll tell you one chiluk. There's no way for us to come and figure it out. What are you going to do? You have two stars. Both say the same date. It's over. There's nothing you can do. So either Echloiku like Rav or Shmuel. The Dayan decides. There's nothing else I can do. He can have the Chalik. Yeah, but he passes means he decides which one. But by us, you couldn't vary go. What's over here? You're asking who this land belonged to. Go figure it out. You get some Adim, bring some people that knew your father, knew his father, they lived in the neighborhood. It's something that you can go figure out. So in the meantime, call down the Gvar. Go ahead and find it. Says the Gemara, Umay Shno, Me'adad now, what about the following case? It says the Mishnah, Machli, Por, Bechamor, this will involve Mitzvah. Someone exchanged a par b'chamor. Why are we using par b'chamor? Because you usually have to do Mashiach. So that's the whole idea of Mashiach. What's the idea of Mashiach? So I can't tell you, I'm sorry, the thing is gone. But a Machit par b'chamor is no Mashiach. I mean, you're Moishich one. You take the cow in exchange for the donkey. And then what happened? So then the par gave birth. I'm not sure if the par gave birth before the transaction or after the transaction. Someone sells the shivcha. Again, you don't do mishicha. They can do with money. When did the birth happen? Before the mechira, after the mechira? The din is you split it, and there you can't come. There, what are you going to say? What? Right, and there you could make a little mussar because if it's 18 will be, maybe there's somebody over there, they figure it out. That's what Rashbam learns. Because all you need to know, you need to have someone. It's not an impossibility. It's not like the case that you have the same day, I don't care what hour it happened. Here, there is also, if 18 will come and tell you, they make him another mussar. Says the Gemara, Lehai, the Flamideh with base. See, I told you, very short Amud. How does the Gemara, with the Flamideh with base, I used to draw the Amoino, Ulai used to draw the Amoino. There, each one has draw the Amoino. What does a draw the Amoino mean? The Rashbam learns, and that's also Rashi learns, and through our Chas, the draw the Amoino, there is some kind of a taino here. There's some reason that says this is mine, right? It looks more like mine. Each one, I did a Mashiach, so I have a reason to say it's mine. You did, you were the previous owner, maybe it's yours. Each one has something that indicates it's probably his. As the Rashbam says in Amud Aleph, each one has their ownership. So there's some indication belongs to me. Okay. So that's what he's saying. But when you say the voice, they're coming and saying that this belongs to our father, this belongs to your fathers. There's nobody, I don't know who has Jordan Moina. In other words, there is a reason, according to the Rashbam, there's a reason to say that it belongs to either one of them. He owned the par till now. He's the owner from now. For some reason, I belong to the blood, you belong to the blood. But here, now the buyer's holding it. I don't know when she was gave birth. No, now the baby. The baby with the babies, let's assume the baby is the Ogum.
He's not holding the baby.
Not holding them yet, not holding him in his hand. So he said, that discussion. That's a discussion that we're showing. What happens? It's basically the Gemara in Bomatzia. But if you're saying over here, why? Because I have each one has a reason to say it's his. When I'm talking about it's either yours or mine. It's not one more than the other. So that's what the Gemara says. Now, here, Taisus learns, Trod de Amoina to be something else. Trod de Amoina means not that each one has its own thing, but it's a suffix lebeis din beloy to say. Meaning, is there any reason for Beis Din to be in doubt without them coming to Beis Din? So in the case of Machlik Par B'Chomer, the answer is yes. The part you did Achlov. Who owns it? I don't know. I'm not sure. But by karka, whoever's sitting in the karka, I assume it's his. Then someone else comes and says, whoa, this is mine. No, it was mine. So now I have to go into the discussion. The discussion only begins because there's an argument. There's no argument, there's no discussion. Mashenkin, we have a suffix, for example, where it was born. So then you have a suffix below Tani say, well, even without a time, I have a problem. I don't know what's going on. That's what Taisus learns. So the Gemara tells me you should know. What are we saying over here? We learned three concepts already in this very short moment. We spoke about Koilin Dal and Gvar, anybody who's strong against it. Spoke about Yechloiku, or Shuda Daino. And Yechloiku and Shuda Daino. Different things. And we said the difference if you draw the Amoino. You have a suffix below time. According to Rashbam, there's a reason to say they belong to each one of them. Or you're saying also the case of you can even mevarit, not mevarit. And this opens up a huge machlokes rishonim. We mentioned some of it yesterday regarding when do I say yachloik? When do I say shudadainu? When do I say kol dal and gvar? When do I say it? One way is the Rashbam learns the kol dal and gvar is only when I have no reason to be musak anybody I don't know. There's a something comes up over here, fight about it. But if you have over here muchzakus, they're holding on to it. For example, as we mentioned yesterday, Shidai Moichzim Betalis, Zaymer Kulashli, both holding on to it. If you have the both of them holding on to it, and you have a draw to a moina, so that means something else. Different shittas in the Rishonim how in each one of the cases when do you apply each one? A lot of shittas in the Rishonim, you have the taste of the Ramban, as we mentioned yesterday. You have the Rashba, you have the Riva. Different shittas in the Rishonim, how exactly divide it. Just want to, before we go on, just to include one nekuda, and that nekuda is to understand what is Koil Dal and Gvar. So we mentioned it also briefly yesterday. Koil Dal and Gvar, you fight about it, and that's your machriya. Why you machriya based on a fight? So, as we mentioned yesterday, it's a machlokes rishonim you have to understand. One shit in the rishonim is the shit Kubetza brings that the Koil Dal and Gvar shot is the stalkus of Bezdin. Basically, they're saying, I'm not getting involved. You go box it out. Box. See who wins. I'm not getting involved. That's what it is. Or the Rosh says, you know what shot? If he took it over, he wants it more. Right? When in the Havdil, when you have two teams playing a game, one wins, you say that because they were better, they wanted it more. If he wins, it means he really wants it. It means it's really his. It's a rayo that he's the Musa. So let's look at the Rosh. If Kamina between the Rosh and the Shita is what we mentioned yesterday. What happens if after it was taken, he took it back? Reuven grabbed it. Come see what thinks of Reuven. So if you tell me basically not getting involved, they're not getting involved. You could say. But if shot is, if Reuven caught it, that shows that it's his. So now Shimon's stealing. He's stealing for someone that I know it's his. Is it a or not? Once he took it.
This is part of the, I was like, when does it stop?
Yeah.
Is it a physical thing or people go with time?
If you tell me that right now, if they fight about it, if you fight about it and the guy grabs and shows that it's his, now he knows it's his.
Yeah, but it's no longer about physical thing.
Yeah.
Who has a better time?
No, it's a physical. Physical, boxing, the boxing match. Yes. Sometimes I have no way to baish it, and that's what the Shidduch Kovetza learns. That's what it means called Dal and Gvar. So here, basically, you have the rishus to say I'm not getting involved because I have no way to be machriya. Says the Gemara. How many Naidor? Says Naidor. If a third person comes and he grabs it, you have your two people fighting. It's called Dal and Gvar. Okay, let it have a fight. Let them fight it out. So Reuven and Shimon are boxing it out. Comes Levi, grabs it for both of them. Says the Gemara for Shita, Levi can hold on to it. The Tanya B'chia Gazun Shirabim, Lashmi Gazun. The one that says Gazun Shirabim, Lashmi Gazun. When you steal from two people that don't know who it belongs to, it's not a Gazun. Says the Gemara, Rav Ashi Omar, not, of course not. Lashmi Gazun, of course the Gazun, it's not his. Umay Lashmi Gazun, Shaloitin Leishov. What it means, Lashmi Gazun, according to Rashbam, is I have two people, I don't know who to give it back to. And I can't just throw it out there and say, do whatever you want. As the Rashbam learned earlier, a few blocks ago, when I don't know what to do, what do? You can't keep it. You can't just throw it out. You have to give it to the right person. So this guy, Levi, came and grabbed it from the two. Tell, whoa. That's not yours. Give it back. Who should I give it back to? I don't know. So if he wants to be Yaitzi de Shamayim, he has to give it back to Reuven and Shimon. That's what it means, Loishmi Gazan.
Why can't you put it back to the state?
Because when you take it away, the Hey Shiva succeed. A Ganov needs to return it to the rightful owner. If you didn't get involved, you didn't get involved. It was in the street.
Even though he took it,
There was two people fighting about it. We didn't know who it was. But Reuven and Shimon, each one says a claim, each one says it's mine. So they're fighting about it. Comes Levi, takes it. Oh, you got enough. I give it back to the rightful owner. I don't know what it is. Give it back to both. That's what Rashi learns. Now this machlekes over here in the Gemara, can very much fit to the Rishayim that we mentioned. Why? Because if you're saying the Kol Da'al and Gvar means he wanted it more, you can understand that a third person maybe wants it more than both. Reuben should have fighting about it. Comes Levi and says, what are you talking about? I'll take it. If fighting shows who it is, maybe Levi's the owner. Or says, no, it's not good enough. According to the other sheet, I understand the other sheet, this side is very hard to understand. Reuben and Shimon are fighting about me. Stop this. I'm not getting involved. Why should Levi get involved? That means Kol Da'al means they're going to have a boxing match, and the one who's going to be able to beat his friend will take it. No, we can't. There's no proof. No proof. Right now, there's no proof. Yes? So I say, according to the Rosh, Pshat is called Ayin Gvar. If you really hold on to it so strongly, so dearly, it means it's really yours. Because someone who's willing to give... Yeah, but it also means a person who's really not his, he won't put so much effort to get it. I can't believe it all. Says the Gemara. Cheskasam Shalashanim Yom L'Yoyim Chazaka is 3 years. You have to have 3 consecutive years to have a Chazaka. So the Gemara Omar Rav Abo Doli Leyu Gufet signed the period Leal to have a Chazaka. If the owner of the land picked up a basket of fruits and gave it to the guy, it's right away a Chazaka. Immediately a Chazaka. Why? Because it shows he's the owner. Says, yeah, but if he says, no, and as we were trying to say before he did it, he announced, I'll tell you the whole story. This guy is not the buyer, he's the sharecropper. He works in the field to give him the fruits. That's only within 3 years. After 3 years, he can't say anything. Why? Because once the guy has a chazaka 3 years and he has a tiny, he says, I own it. So the guy can't say you're my sharecropper. So 1 second. What happens if I have a sharecropper for 6 years? You have someone in the field, working the field, for many years. What am I supposed to do? He said after 3 years, he can say it's his. He has to do a bechor. Every 3 years, this guy has to get up, or every some time, he says, Rabbi said this land belongs to me. So if you don't say that, Hani Mashkanta the Surah, what's Mashkanta the Surah? We lived in Momitziya recently. Hezu Neshek. What's Mashkanta the Surah? We wanted to say, the person, if a lender grabs a land and eats the fruit, that's ribis. Because he's taking the land, plus the loan, plus he's enjoying the fruits, and he's taking a loan. Something more in Momitziya, Mashkanta the Surah, you have a solution. What's the solution? You take the land. Let's say the person owes $100. Every year, the guy gets fruits worth $10. So 10 years, he eats $10, he gives it back $100. So the interest is actually payment of the loan. It's a reduction of the loan, there's no interest. So Mishkad the Surah, because of Mishlam Shtayil, after the year's end, Tefuk Aro Dobele Kesef, so the land will leave with no money. If he leaves the shtar by him, and he says, this car is mine. After 3 years, right? The lender takes the land as a mashka. He has 10 years to eat his loan. After 10 years, comes the bar and says, "Listen, Mr. Lender, you took my land. You enjoy the fruit. You enjoyed the fruits. You made yourself the loan. Give it back to me." Says the lender, "No, this is my land. I was here for more than 3 years." So can that be that he's going to say that? If so, says the Gemara, it's going to cause the whole takar and they can make a pseidah? You have to do a mechal. So the chiddush of the Gemara is not only do a mechal when someone is still doing something shaloik oigen. I would think the mechal is when someone did something wrong. So you get up and scream, "This guy is a ganov. This guy is doing something wrong. Take it away from him. He's not doing anything wrong. He's a sharecropper. He's a lender." You still do a mechal. This land is mine. It's by him, okay? He didn't do anything wrong. But this land is mine. So the Gemara, Omar Yudom Omar Yisrael Habo Mach. Sorry, Omar Yudom Omar Yisrael Haba Machmas Akum Harei Kiakum. a Yisrael who comes on behalf of Bava Chazak, meaning we're talking about this was a field of Yisrael, and a goy ate it for 3 years. The goy ate it for 3 years, and someone bought it from the goy. Hareyu kiraku, he has the name of a goy. Ma kumen l'chazok el b'shtar, and now kumen has no chazok unless you have a shtar. Because what? Because the chazaka shalosh shanim, says the Rashbam, chazal when I'm sacred for a goy, only for Yid. You don't see it for a goy. If you look at the Rashbam on the bottom, it's a long Rashbam, and just go down to a few lines down. If you go to the end of one of the lines, about 6-7 lines to the bottom, the Rashbam says, "The din chazoko leis le'akum." There's no chazoko by a goy. The loy kol man does say. Why? The stam akum gazlomim. Most goyim or thieves. The Yisrael yore limchois. The Yisrael doesn't do a mecha. He can learn to kill him chazoko. Chazal did not do a chazoko by a goy. So someone who buys a ma'akum will be like a goy. So so even though the now it's a Jew, because he's coming from the goy, he has no chazak. Yisrael says, the goy told me, the guy told me he bought it from you. You trust him. Doesn't make sense. If the guy comes and says, I bought it from a Jew, doesn't help. Comes the Jew and says, the guy told me, so it's a mistake. What you have to say is the following. Hello, Marovo. The Yisrael says, I saw the transaction. I was there. I was there when you sold the land to the guy. Then I bought it from the guy. So then he's Naaman. Why? He could have said, listen, I bought it from you. So he said, I bought it from a guy, then I know I bought it from you. So as long as you're saying a taina which has teeth to it, so then it works. Even though he's coming machmas a guy, but he says, I saw the sale of the guy, he says, I didn't have a regular sale, and he could say, and he could take it. Here the question that remains is, why can the Yisrael say, the seller, say, I'll tell you the truth, I didn't know you bought it from the guy. And I was afraid to do a mechad for the guy. So, what's the reason the chazaka doesn't work by a goy? Because the Yisrael could say, I was afraid to do a mechad. So, what does it say now? I saw the goy buy me, I saw the sales as the Yisrael, and he held it for 3 years. So, yeah, but for 3 years the goy held it. And maybe that's why I didn't do mechad, because I was afraid of the guy. So that's maybe I already have to understand over here. What about that cheshbon in this part? Piece of the Gemara. We'll stop over here. Pay the shekot from here tomorrow night.